I'm Patricia, and for Writing 101, Sarah O'Hara had us do our life colors essay. And when I went to the website to look and see what quadrant I was in, it placed me in the water-earth quadrant. And the little description says, "This green quadrant highlights the down-to-earth aspect of your personality and your enjoyment of everyday life. You like to go with the flow, enjoying all sorts of practical experiences. Your life is like a river which flows across the ground, meandering towards the sea. When obstacles arise, you will adapt and flow around them without too much worry or concern." That's what I wrote my paper on. And it says, "And an earth person will very much live life in the present rather than worrying too much about the future. People who map into this quadrant will often seek a variety of everyday experiences and base their decision on what they have personally experienced rather than what someone has told them or what they have read about. Therefore, sometimes you may delay making a decision because you have no real-world data to tell you what to do. You like to be totally happy with any decision you take. You're likely to be a good observer and take in a lot of visual data. Details are important to you, and you will often take time to find out how something works. You usually like the best in everything you do, and therefore your standards and expectations of others may be too high. Remember that no one is perfect. Quality in everything you do is important to you. However, realize that you may sometimes have to compromise to meet the needs of others." So that's a little description that it gave me. And like I said, the sentence that I used out of this was, "When obstacles arise, you will adapt and flow around them without too much worry or concern." I titled my paper "Searching," and I start out saying, "I can't believe I forgot it. What can I do now?" These thoughts filled my desperate mind, but within a few days I was able to make the best of it and see the good in a bad situation. I truly do fit this water-earth quadrant. While reading my personality description, my life colors, I realized I am down-to-earth, smooth-sailing, happy-go-lucky person. Everyone has hard times, but I am able to flow around obstacles just as a stream bounces over rocks in its way. A good example of this meandering happened 3 days ago. Last Wednesday at school, I was doing final touch-ups on my life colors essay. I realized I had 2 minutes to get to class. I closed the Word document and logged off the computer. I then dashed to class. I realized I didn't have it with me when I returned home. I, of course, looked at my backpack, looked all over my room, and asked everyone if they had seen it. I had lost my flash drive, but still I didn't want to believe it. I called the Pima Community Service number, and they informed me I could find the lost and found at the campus police. I looked up the number and called immediately. Nothing had been registered as lost at the East Campus. All hope wasn't lost, though. The campus police told me that usually when something like a flash drive is found, faculty keep it 2 to 3 days before giving it to the campus police. I held on to that one little piece of hope that maybe it was still at Pima. At the time, I couldn't do anything else but wait for the next day to go back to school. The next day, the search was on. As soon as I could, I went to the computer commons to look for my flash drive. I asked the helpful assistant at the commons, and yet again, nothing had been turned in. I then headed for the library, the testing center, the welcome desk, and they all had the same reply. "No, I'm sorry, nothing has been turned in, but we'll keep our eyes out for it." I returned home, but this time in despair. I had lost everything: my old essays, my new music, some pictures, and most importantly, my life colors essay. As I tell this story, I realize how much I am a water-earth person. Details are important to me. Realizing that there was nothing more I could do, I resolutely began my paper again. That's a down-to-earth, earth-water reaction. I live in the present, and the present contained no flash drive. Now that I'm over my feeling of loss, I began to realize the pros of losing my flash drive. In my lost essay, I had molded a story to make it fit. Like it says in my life colors, I know that I am able to flow around obstacles. I do it almost every day. But I had a hard time finding a story or an example to write about. Now I have the perfect story to tell, and it proves that I really can get through obstacles. I have a better essay now because of my loss. So that was my paper. I had a really fun time writing it. And even though it was really scary when I lost my flash drive and it was due soon and I had to write a whole nother paper, I had a much better paper because of losing my flash drive. So even though it seems bad, you never know what's going to turn up or what's going to change. So keep at it. Have fun on your paper.